Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Unacademy. So today we are going to discuss about R. Likert, who is a prominent behavioral theorist. Okay, so before that, again look at the chart. There are three groups of theorists generally we will study: the classical group, human relation group, and behavioral group of theorists. So we have already discussed the classical group of theorists. And inside this come Taylor, Fayol, Gullick, Orbick, Weber, and M.P. Follett. And Untitled is known as father of human relation theorist. And yesterday we have discussed about Bernard and Argyris. Today we are going to discuss Likert. Okay, so apart from Likert, another prominent behavioral theorist is McGregor. We will discuss tomorrow. And Simon, Maslow, and Herzberg. Simon is father of decision-making theory, and Maslow and Herzberg are motivational theories. They give their idea about human motivation in organization. Okay, so whenever you write the behavioral theorists, write their theorization in the manner that they criticize the classical theorists and give their theorization. Okay, so same chart, try to remember it. So this is a syllabus of principle and theory of organization. Here we are discussing behavioral approach, Likert. So this is R. Likert. So how do you write the introduction? So as you know the character of Likert, you already knew that Likert is a prominent behavioral theorist. He is an organizational humanist. During the period of Likert, another theorists like Bernard, McGregor, Argyris, Simon, Maslow, Herzberg have given their theorization. Likert was influenced by Bernard, who is known as first behavioralist. Likert is known as an organizational humanist. So he wanted to focus the humanistic approach of organization. He rejected the classical approach, Taylor, Fayol, Gullick, Orbick, by citing that they are mechanical, formal, rigid, and centralized approach. So he rejected them, and after that write down about some publication of Likert. So generally Likert will come as a 20-mark question if asked independently or along with other theorists. It can ask as a 60-mark question. Suppose the question will be write down about all behavioral theorists, it can ask as a 60-mark question. Okay. So in this body, try to understand, Likert describes two types of supervision: job-centered supervision, employee-centered supervision. So basically Likert discuss about supervision in organization. Supervision is a term you have discussed in the starting of this theory chapter. So supervision means the way the subordinate are being supervised by the superior. This is supervision. And two types of supervision: job-centered supervision and employee-centered supervision. Job, employee. So job-centered supervision means the superior only focus on work or job. Human being is least concerned. He is not at all concerned about human being. Work, job, more productivity. So basically this is we can call a classical, mechanical, rigid approach. So the opposition is employee centered. Here he give focus to both work and employee. So you want to find out the socio-psychological dimension of employee. Clear? So it is behavioral humanistic approach. So in this way you can write that job-centered supervision, which is close to theory X or McGregor. We have discussed yesterday about McGregor. McGregor's idea, theory X managerial philosophy, theory Y managerial philosophy. So it is same as McGregor's theory Y, and employee center is same as McGregor's theory Y. Okay. So after that, Likert has described about 4 type of organization. What are they? System 1, System 2, System 3 and System 4. So basically it is a transition from classical to behavioral organization. It is a transition from classical organization to behavioral organization. So the first organization, that is authoritative exploitative, it is a pure classical organization. Classical, mechanical, characteristic and rigid. So system 1 organization of Likert is depicting the true classical, mechanical, rigid, hierarchical organization, where the superior is behave like a authoritarian leader, and he exploit the worker. Exploitative, that means only focus on productivity. The second is benevolent authoritative, that means it is transition. It is a transition from system 1 to system 2. It is less authoritative than this system 1. It is less classical. The organization is moving towards behavioral approach. The third is consultative, that means moving towards behavioral approach. It is not completely behavioral, but more of behavioral, less of classical. And the fourth is democratic participative approach. It is truly behavioral organization, humanistic, employee center and theory Y. So it is like theory X and it is theory Y. So easily you can write 4 system, 1, 2, 3, 4. First is authoritative, the fourth is democratic, behavioral, participative. And apart from that, Likert come out with 2 other type of organization. What are they? System 5 and System 6. System 5, he just said it is intermediary between System 4 and 5, where authority of hierarchy vanishes. It is a flat organization. And System 6, there is no hierarchy. So it is a flat organization. Both employee employer in a same level. Hierarchy vanishes. After that, Likert said every organization should move from system 1 to system 4 in a gradual manner. It is known as organizational improvement system. So it is not like that, or it is not possible for an organization to jump directly from system 1 to system 4, but it should move in a gradual manner. System 1, system 2, system 3, system 4. So a classical organization should move to a behavioral, humanistic, democratic organization in order to gain success. So it is known as organizational improvement system. System 4 model, which is theory Y, democratic participative, it is based on linking pin. And what is linking pin? Just look at this. This is the organization. Every organization is pyramidal. These are employee working. Everyone is connected with everyone with a pin. Everyone is connected with everyone with a pin. This is known as linking pin model. Got it? So this is linking pin model. Everyone is connected with everyone with a pin. It is linking pin model. Linking pin. So don't forget to draw this diagram while you are writing a question on Likert. So L for Likert, L for linking pin. So this is a connection between these two. So system 4 is based on linking pin. After that, Likert's idea of science of management has a cause-effect relation. We will discuss what is that. There is a cause and an effect. Likert's idea of science of management. Science of management has 3 variables: causal variable, intermediary variable and final variable. We will discuss in detail what these three are. After that, this concluding remark. Here again, conclusion, I repeatedly told you divide conclusion into two parts, criticism and contemporary approach. The situational theory, they criticize Likert, saying that it is not like that always system 4 is successful and system 1 is unsuccessful, but depending upon a situation, a particular style of supervision becomes successful. In organization where employees are less educated, job center supervision is successful. Theory X is successful. Type 1 system is successful where workers are blue collar, factory, mining, construction sector. After that, end with contemporary approach that idea of Likert is relevant in 21st century organization. System 4 is employee centric supervision is successful in service sector. In service sector where employees are highly educated, they reject or they don't like job center supervision. So we will go in detail, we will see in detail what is Likert's idea. Before that, just give you some example. That is CPSC Mains GS Championship is conducted by Unacademy, which will help you in your mains preparation. There is a T20 GS test series for your prelim, daily current affair for your prelim and main, and there are 6 batch of Samiksha course already 5th, and this is +1 6 batch. So you can attend all this 6 batch in Unacademy, which will help you in your prelim preparation. And who want to prepare for ASO, there is 3 Samarth batch course for ASO preparation, and this is for police service exam, and this is the daily T20 GS test series. Okay, about me, I am myself Deepak Kumar Swain. I have appeared in both UPSC Civil Service and OCS interview. I have 5-year experience in teaching public administration. So before you start reading public administration, remember the syllabus and understand interrelation between different units. Read some unit of paper 1 and 2 together. Before start reading a unit, analyze the previous year question and make structural note for quick revision. And this is the book I have written. It contains everything you need for your exam. So complete syllabus coverage, unit wise previous year question, model answer, important report of second ARC and first ARC. And I am taking public administration in Unacademy, where we complete the syllabus with 90+ class. Every class is 90 minutes each, where we cover both paper 1 and paper 2. We discuss all previous year mains question paper, 150+ question are there, and our focus is on answer writing and how to add current information in your answer, that we will going to discuss. And this is my referral code. You can use it to get 10% discount on your subscription, and this is the fees: 1 month, 3 month, 6 month and 12-month fees. So with 5,000 you can have a 6-month course of Unacademy. Okay, so again, return to Likert. This is the introduction part. Likert is a prominent behavioral theorist. So I think by now you already knew this, because we discussed the group of theorists and Likert come in behavioral group. He is an organizational humanist. That means a theorist who give importance to human element in organization. He rejects classical approach, which is mechanical, formal, rigid and centralized. His theorization is about supervision in organization. Likert supervision, type of supervision, and how supervision leads to productivity in organization, that we are going to discuss. According to him, nature of supervision is instrumental in success and failure of organization. So Likert said the success or failure of organization depend upon the way supervision is being conducted in it, be it classical supervision or behavioral supervision. Likert studied that educated people join the organization. I'm giving an example of service sector, who hate to be dominated. The educated people had to be dominated by someone. They want to take responsibility by themselves. Worker want to be innovative. He wants the superior to behave like a leader and not a boss. So worker or employee want the superior should be behave like a leader and not a boss, like we found in classical organization. The superior should guide them, motivate them and not direct them. The employee want the superior should behave like a guide and motivator and not a boss. Likert described two types of supervision: job center supervision, which is close to theory X of McGregor; employee center supervision, which is close to theory Y of McGregor. So just some idea of job center and employee center supervision. Job center is classical and it is human relation or behavioral approach. So the classical approach only focus on production. The behavioral focus on both production and employee. Job center supervision is typically depicting the classical manager. Here it depicts the behavioral manager. It is less successful. It is more successful. The productivity increase initially but decrease later. So when the manager behave like a classical, rigid and boss, initially the productivity may increase but later it decrease. But in employee center supervision, it takes time to increase the productivity, but once productivity increase, it will never decrease. So this is Likert describe about four type of organization: system 1, system 2, system 3, system 4. So system 1 is classical organization, which is authoritative, exploitative. The superior behave like a authoritarian boss and try to exploit the employee. So it is classical, mechanical, carrot and stick policy. It is rigid and top-down communication. So system 1 depict all character of a pure classical organization. System 4 is democratic participative. It depicts a humanistic and behavioral organization. Humanist, employee centered, theory Y, this is theory X. Circular communication, here top down communication. Manager behaves like a leader, here manager behave like a boss. Structure is flexible, here structure is rigid. Selective adoption of control, selective adoption. Participative decision making, and here individualistic decision making. Democratic, it is non-democratic. Informal approach, it is formal. So this is system 1 authoritative, system 4 democratic, and system 2, system 3 are intermediary of system 1 and system 2. So it is just there is a transition from system 1 to system 4. So you need to remember this is benevolent authoritative, that means less than authoritative or less than system 1. This is consultative or less than system 4, moving towards behavioral approach. So easily you can write system 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is classical, 4 is behavioral. Next, Likert come out with other two type of organization. One is system V and system VI. He said system V is intermediary between system 4 and 5, where authority of hierarchy vanishes, superior and subordinate work in a same manner. There is no superior subordinate relation. At same level. System 4, no hierarchy in organization. Likert said that every organization should move from system 1 to system 4 in a gradual manner. They move from 1 to 3, 4. This strategy is called organizational improvement system. What is? The movement of organization from 1 to 4, 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and 3 to 4, it is organizational improvement system. System 4 is successful as it has some idea which is not found in system 1, because system 4 is democratic, participative, behavioral, humanistic, circular communication. So all these characteristics are not found in system 1. So system 4 is successful and system 1 is unsuccessful. So some character found in system 4 is supportive relationship, where employee and manager both support each other. We have discussed linking pin model. Linking pin, where every employee is linked with other employee. This is linking pin model. Interactive influence system, employee manager. So due to linking pin model, every employee interact with each other and can influence each other. So there are 3 variables in the organization: causal variable, intermediary variable and final variable. So causal variable, system 1 discuss classical approach, and it is humanistic approach or behavioral approach. So the causal variable is dominion. The superior try to dominate the subordinate. The intermediary resentment from the employee, and the final variable is low profit. That means system 1 characteristic of dominion result into low profit. Authoritarian nature, which lead to low cooperation between employee and management, result into indiscipline in organization. Carrot stick policy, which result more pressure of work and cost of production is higher. So causal variable, intermediate and final variable. Again we see the system S2. The behavioral organization flexibility is there, which result into cooperation between worker and worker management and increase in discipline. Selective adoption of control, which result into low pressure on the employee and low cost of production. Profit is higher. High profit, here profit is low. After that, Likert has rejected the classical theory of Likert has rejected the classical theory of conflict and support Follett. Likert support Follett. Classical theory of conflict. What is classical theory of conflict? The classical theorists said that conflict is always disastrous and they want to avoid it. But Follett said that no, conflict itself is not disastrous, but the way you deal with the conflict make it good or bad. So Likert supported Follett and rejected classical. Likert described 2 types of conflict. One is substantive conflict, one is effective conflict. Substantive, that means the conflict has some substance that should be dealt in a collective manner. So collectivity between both conflicting party, the problem should be solved. And effective conflict, it must be avoided. Emotional conflict should be avoided. So the conclusion, criticism and contemporary approach. The situational theorists criticize that depending on a situation, a particular type of supervision becomes successful. The situational theory said that it is not like that always system 4 is successful and system 1 is failure, but depend upon the situation. For example, where employees are less educated, construction sector, factory, mining, so you cannot successful by adopting system 4, humanistic behavioral organization. But in those type of organization, rigid mechanical will be result into more productivity. Type 1 system is successful where worker are blue collar, factory, mining. So this is criticism. Just write 2 lines because you need to finish it in 50 word in 200 word question. So contemporary approach, the idea of Likert is relevant in 21st century organization. System 4, which is employee-centered supervision, is successful in service sector, Infosys, TCS, or government job, high rank government job, class 1, 2. So the people who want to join government service also in class 1, class 2 post, they don't want to be dominated. They want to be self-controlled. So you can give, and with giving some example in contemporary approach also, in criticism also. You need to justify the criticism and also justify Likert idea. So we have example of both. Okay, this is for today. Our next class will be on Monday, where we will discuss another behavioral theorist. Okay, thank you everyone. Good day.